Good evening and welcome to the Marshalltown Community College 2019 Spring Induction Ceremony. Tonight we are celebrating the outstanding academic achievement of 21 new members who have met the requirements for membership and have chosen to join Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. Also with us tonight are special guests, MCC Provost, Dr. Robin Lilienthal, MCC Academic Dean, Dr. Patrick Kennedy, our guest speaker, Dr. Chris DeRee, IVCCD Chancellor, who is retiring, so this is his last one. Our chapter officers, President Tiffany Thomas and Vice President Kaylee Howe. Other officers could not be here, but we also have chapter volunteers who are helping us out tonight, and they are Christine Wilder and that's it. And my co-advisor, B.J. Colbert, and we also have some of the administration or staff from MCC, and Dr. Kathleen Brown. She was the athletic director, but she has 2 jobs now. And we also have Vicki, who is the international student advisor. So those are some of the people. I didn't know they were all coming, but it was nice. So first, I wanted to start out by explaining what the student organization Phi Theta Kappa stands for. What is Phi Theta Kappa? Phi Theta Kappa is the honor society for junior or community college students, and its main purpose is to recognize all students, men and women, who have achieved academic excellence. Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society was founded in 1918 by presidents of 8 Missouri junior colleges for women who wanted to establish an honor society with a common purpose and organization. It is also the largest honor society in American higher education, with chapters in all 50 states, its territories, and around the world. Phi Theta Kappa inducts approximately 135,000 students each year on community college campuses. The MCC chapter, named Alpha Iota Rho, was chartered in spring of 1984 by 4 students, with the first ceremony held on October 26, 1984. I am happy to be a part of the group of 9 students who were the first to be inducted almost 35 years ago. Since then, we have 941 members, including tonight's group, have been inducted into Alpha Iota Rho chapter. We do have a lot of students who are eligible for membership, however, they decided not to join. Phi Theta Kappa was founded on 4 hallmarks, which are leadership, scholarship, service, and fellowship. Leadership. Leadership provides opportunities for members to develop their leadership skills. Members are encouraged to attend the Iowa Region Leadership Conference in the fall, where they can network with other members from Iowa's community colleges. They're also encouraged to run for chapter officer, regional officer, or international officer as well. Scholarship. Possibly the #1 reason why students join is the opportunity for transfer scholarships that are offered by 4-year institutions when the students graduate from MCC. All 4 state universities offers the PTK transfer scholarship, including most of all the private colleges. Simpson College offers the highest Phi Theta Kappa scholarship in the amount of $23,000 in the state. Members will also earn the distinction of being nominated to the All-USA Coca-Cola Academic Team and also the All-Iowa Academic Team. Our chapter has had its share of winners for the New Century Scholar and Coca-Cola scholarships. Students who made these teams are honored at a banquet in Des Moines in the spring. Well, 2 of our members who were honored early this month were going to be helping tonight, but both of them are sick, so they're not here. Members also receive special recognition during graduation ceremony by wearing the Phi Theta Kappa stoles, and their names are also marked in the programs as Phi Theta Kappa members. Surveys is the other hallmark of Phi Theta Kappa. We used to run the blood drives on campus for many years until 2 years ago, when we have decided that another student organization could pick that up. Unfortunately, no one did, so the blood drive is now run by the IVCCD Wellness Committee. Another part that we have as part of our service, we collected items for the Children's Cancer Camp in Boone in the summer, and we will also be doing that again this year. We have also collected and donated hats and mittens for local elementary school in the previous fall. We have also collected and donated pet food, toys, and other items for dogs and cats at the Animal Rescue League last spring. And currently, we continue to volunteer at the House of Compassion once a semester, and so Friday, April 12th will be our turn to help out. Fellowship. Fellowship is, we have chapter meetings twice a month with food provided. We also have co-hosted the trivia night with Student Veterans Group at the American Legion last spring, and the funds helped pay the expenses of 6 members and advisors who attended the 100th birthday celebration of Phi Theta Kappa in Kansas City last April. So now that you have a better idea of what Phi Theta Kappa is, what it is based upon, and what activities we have been involved in, I would now like to introduce Dr. Robin Lilienthal, MCC Provost, and she would like a few words to say too. Thank you, and welcome.
Thank you, Pele. As Provost of Marshalltown Community College, it is my privilege to welcome you this evening to the Spring 2019 induction ceremony for the Alpha Iota Rho chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. Some of you may have accepted the invitation to membership because you were attracted to the transfer scholarship opportunities. Some of you may have accepted the invitation to membership because of the leadership opportunities. And some of you may have accepted the invitation to membership because this is the first time you have ever been invited to join an honor society. Regardless of your individual decision to accept the invitation to join Phi Theta Kappa, I'm sure that each of you is here tonight because deep down you are proud of your hard work and dedication to your academics and see this organization as a wonderful representation of your outstanding achievements. Membership in PTK is one of our ways of recognizing the high academic achievers at Marshalltown Community College. Phi Theta Kappa creates a unique linkage between our outstanding students in Marshalltown, Iowa, with an international network of scholars. We consider this linkage as a great benefit for our students here because of you who have decided to accept the invitation and will come to know and work with other high-achieving, service-oriented student leaders. In addition, PTK has created an international project focused on graduation and student success called the Community College Completion 4. We know that your membership in Phi Theta Kappa will ensure that you graduate from Marshalltown Community College. Even if your goal is to transfer for a bachelor's degree, it is very important that you complete your associate's degree. On a national level, the U.S. has fallen from 1st to 16th among the 34 industrialized economies in the world when measuring the percentage of students having earned a college credential or degree. In Iowa, Governor Reynolds has launched the Future Ready Iowa initiative, whose vision is for 70% of Iowa's workforce to have education and training beyond high school by 2025. That equates to 127,000 more Iowans with high-demand degrees and credentials. When I talk more specifically to you and your experience, you should know that more than 70% of community college students who transfer to a senior college with an associate degree successfully complete a baccalaureate degree. If you transfer to a Regent University in Iowa with your MCC associate's degree, you are 15% more likely to be enrolled 1 year later than if you had transferred with 61 credits or only being one course short of graduation. We want you to graduate from MCC so that you can be recognized as a PTK member at graduation by proudly wearing your honor stole. I'm wearing one for you this evening, with your cap and gown. And it's pretty cool also to be an MCC alum. So before we begin the membership ceremony, I would like to read the C4 completion pledge that Phi Theta Kappa made and ask you to consider its meaning for you. And so the pledge says, I accept the responsibility for my commitment to complete a college credential. I understand its importance to my future success, and I pledge to help one other student make and honor the same commitment. So what that says is you both want to complete your own credential, but you're also, as scholars here at Marshalltown Community College, willing to help out other students so that they can also complete their degrees. On behalf of Marshalltown Community College, I congratulate you on your individual academic achievements. I look forward to shaking your hand as you walk across the stage tonight and at graduation. So please enjoy your evening. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Chris Duree, who is the Chancellor of Iowa Valley Community College District. What that means is he's my boss, so it's important that we give him a warm welcome because he has a nice message for you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Good evening, everyone. And on behalf of Marshalltown Community College, as well as the entire Iowa Valley Community College District, which is Ellsworth Community College or Iowa Valley Grinnell and Marshalltown Community College, I want to give a very special welcome, especially to the family and friends who are with us to celebrate this very special occasion. And we're going to recognize those who we consider some of our very best, and you should all be very proud. I also want to give special recognition to Pele Wadalove, PJ Colbert. They work very hard for this organization, and prior to PJ Colbert, her late husband, Dr. Tom Colbert, who I had the privilege of knowing for many years before he passed, was very involved with Phi Theta Kappa, believed and represented everything that it stood for. And I think any of us that got to know Dr. Tom would say that he truly represented everything that we just talked about, and I'm going to touch on as it relates to Phi Theta Kappa. So Pele and PJ, would you stand up? Let's give these two a warm round of applause. They really deserve it. So PJ asked me a few weeks ago if I would be the speaker, and Pele, I have to harass you a little bit saying that this is my last one and talking about retirement. That just means I've got to go back and reinvent myself again and figure out what I'm going to do now when I grow up. So kind of made it sound like you've already got me voted off the island. But no, all joking aside, I'm going to turn now to you guys, okay? Because every time I have an opportunity to talk in front of students, I consider it truly one of my greatest honors and privilege that come with doing my job. But I'm going to start by saying I think, and maybe you don't agree with this, and that's okay if you don't. I have people disagree with me a lot in this role, but I think everyone's got quite a bit on their minds these days about everything that's going on, not only in this country, but in the world. And I find myself saying, how in the world did we get here? I'm not going to tell you I've got all the answers to that, but I did decide briefly to share my thoughts about how I feel each and every one of you moving forward can take everything that you've done up to this point and choose to make positive contributions to help what I consider help to heal a world that seems just kind of wounded right now and certainly greatly divided. And so I've had a wonderful career, and I've had many opportunities to talk about leadership. It was my particular area of study on my own scholarship pathway, and leadership, as my team knows, is really what it's all about. And so we're gonna move away from the scholarship. You wouldn't be here if you wouldn't have already proven to be pretty darn good students, okay? But there's a couple things in that Phi Theta Kappa criteria that Pele mentioned, and I'm gonna focus in on leadership, service, and quite frankly, all that being said, I'm gonna talk to you about future leaders. And I expect you to go from this point forward and be leaders. It's one thing to be scholars, and I often tell people, believe me, and I don't take this offensively, but the world's full of educated idiots, all right? It's about leadership, and it's about your integrity. And so the theme that you're gonna hear coming out of me tonight is beyond Phi Theta Kappa. When it's all said and done, it's your integrity that's really gonna make a difference. But much of what allowed you to be here tonight is your academic performance. I certainly commend you for that. But Phi Theta Kappa is intended to represent scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship. And unless it's recently changed, and I guess Pele or PJ would have to tell me if I'm wrong here, but several years ago I went through all the selection, and the criteria states that to be a member of this prestigious organization, you also have to adhere to the moral standards of the society. And so just exactly what does that mean? Well, you can look up in the definition, you can find scads of information on the definition, but at the end of the day, what it really means is it means of or relating to the principles of right and wrong in your behavior. And so I suspect that if you're being inducted tonight, you've had a fairly strong record of making good decisions and doing the right thing most of the time. Let's be honest here, none of us are perfect. We're gonna make mistakes, but I'm gonna throw a few things at you later that I really want you to take away from this. I'm not just up here to be a talking head and have you dialed out, and for those of you in the audience, I told them out in the hallway, the only rule, as far as I was concerned tonight, you're not allowed to throw anything at the speaker. You've all probably had some history, so we're gonna go back in time a little bit. Beyond the scope of academic excellence, at the end of the day, your integrity is gonna matter, and this isn't a revelation. So we're going to go back in time a little bit. The early Greek playwright Sophocles said, "Better to fail with honor than succeed by fraud." Marcus Aurelius, considered to be one of the wisest philosophers and one of the good Roman emperors, said, "If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it." And I want you to put all that in the context of what I'm going to say later on, but put that in the context of what I said earlier about where we're at right now as a country and a world in general. But the bottom line is, from ancient times, people have been trying to emphasize to all of us humans that the importance of making right choices and doing what is right at the end of the day is really what matters the most. And so let's go ahead and fast forward now to the present and take a moment to revisit that earlier question about how did we get here and why are we sometimes feeling like we're in such a mess. I don't think anybody can deny the fact that over the last few decades, many of our role models in government, athletics, law enforcement, the entertainment industry, religious institutions, and corporate America have flooded the national, state, well, the global, national, state, and local media giving way too much attention to all the things that are wrong rather than what is right with this country. Our trust in the very structures of our society have been shaken, and I would suggest to each of you tonight, if we're going to restore the trust in that foundation that originally set our country apart from every other country on the planet, all of us are going to have to do a much better job of practicing what I call leadership with integrity. That's the basic core value from which all other consciously good, sound decisions are made. So let me quickly share with you the nuts and bolts of an article that I recently read, and it was called "The Skills That Really Matter." And it was done by a columnist named Eric Lundquist, and the article highlighted the top 15 skills that people are going to be looking for in all of you as you move forward. In the number 5 spot was the ability to communicate. And by the way, when this article was written, it sure as heck didn't mean texting, social media, emails, and all the other forms of what I call cheap communication standards. It means, can you communicate by looking somebody right in the eye and have a civil discourse over any subject? That's what we're talking about here, okay? And I'm glad to see that, as far as I can tell, nobody has a cell phone out this evening. Thank you. But the number 4 spot was the ability to demonstrate problem-solving skills. Number 3 spot, the ability to work collaboratively with others. And the number 2 spot was the ability to think critically through an issue. Holding down the number 1 spot, demonstration of ethical and moral behavior. Demonstration of ethical and moral behavior. All the stuff you're learning, all that content knowledge that gives you, you take the tests, you get the grades, you have the wonderful GPAs, that's all important. That's going to help you get to where you are. But all that specific knowledge content didn't even make the top 10. Number 1, demonstration of moral and ethical behavior. And so earlier today I was with Dr. Lilienthal, and I told her that she might have to hear me talk about what I call my MEL principles, M-E-L. You can remember that, MEL, okay, M-E-L. And also my 4 don'ts of leadership. And I told her for her, it's probably for about the 137th time, maybe the 237th time. She could probably recite all this as many times as she's heard it come out of me when we're talking as a leadership team, that she could probably come up here and do the rest of the speech from this point forward. But I want you to listen up, okay? You've got a long ways to go. And you're going to be faced, if you go into leadership, and I hope all of you do, because you're proving that you have the ability to be leaders, you're going to have to make some very, very tough decisions. When our team here at the college, and there are several of us on our leadership team, when we're faced with making a really tough decision, we ask ourselves 3 questions, and here's where the MEL comes from. Number 1, is the decision that we are about to make moral? Number 2, is the decision we're about to make ethical? There's your E. Third, is the decision that we're about to make legal? And this team knows if we say no to any one of those 3, we're not going to do it. And there is a reason why this college has not been in any kind of legal or ethical trouble in any capacity for the last several years. It's grounded in those 3 questions. We call them the MEL principles, M-E-L, moral, ethical, legal. That's one thing I want you to walk away with if you don't remember anything else. I'm hoping it soaks in with everybody in the audience, but right now I'm focused on you guys because you're the future, okay? So I'm also going to tell you what I refer to as my 4 don'ts of leadership, and here's where I want you to get engaged, all right? Raise your hand You're not going to have to tell me who it was or where it was or when it was. But I want you to raise your hand if you've ever been around somebody who drove you nuts because they pretended to be somebody they really weren't. Come on, be honest. Be honest. Don't be shy. You thought you were just going to have to sit there and listen and then I shut up and get off the stage and you get out of here, right? Not going to work that way. Number two, have you ever, any of you, been around anybody that pretended to act like they knew a lot more about something than they really did? Sometimes referred to sarcastically as the person that always has to be the smartest person in the room, and yet everybody else knows they're not. Okay? A lot of hands. Third question, raise your hand if you've ever been around anyone that treated people differently than the way they liked to be treated themselves. All right. Last question. Have you ever been around anyone who asked and wanted everybody else to act or behave in a manner that they weren't willing to role model consistently themselves? How about you guys in the audience? Let's get you involved. Raise your hand if you would have been around any person that was any part of those four questions. So several years ago, I'd been asked to talk about leadership to a group of Iowa State University students who were aspiring to be community college leaders. And I thought, you know, we're really making this leadership thing far too complicated. I was on my way home from Des Moines, and I literally pulled over on the side of the road. I can still remember where I was, the gravel road, and I thought I'm going to write down some thoughts. And I came up with what I call my 4 don'ts of leadership, and it's this. As you move forward and go into leadership, and even if you don't pretend to be somebody you're not. Don't pretend to act like you know a lot about something that you don't. Don't treat people any differently than the way you like to be treated. Kind of a golden rule theme coming through. And the last one, when you are in leadership, you absolutely cannot ask other people to behave in a manner different than what you're willing to role model yourself. Got it? Okay, so we'll kind of wrap things up, but in closing, I'm considering you all future leaders that we're inducting tonight, every one of you. And if you don't think you're capable of it, you're wrong. You wouldn't be here tonight if you didn't have the capacity to become strong leaders. You've demonstrated your commitment to academic pursuits, but you've also probably had a pretty good track record of making a lot of good choices. Not perfect, none of us are. And I certainly wish for you, all of you, nothing but success moving forward. But I said it earlier and I'll say it again, you've all still got a long ways to go. I may be retiring from this position by my own choice at the end of June, but I think I've still got a long ways to go. I've still got a lot to learn. I just got to figure out what I want to do when I grow up. That's my biggest challenge coming up. But I'm going to reinvent myself, go climb another mountain, as I say. And that's sometimes the best thing that you can do for yourself, no matter what age you are. You're responsible for where you go from the time you walk out the door tonight all the way the rest through your life. I wish you a very successful career, and I'm going to ask that you practice your leadership with the highest levels of truth and the values that we talked about that I hope guide you in all that you do. I believe each and one of you, if you do that, and if you think about those 2 things I touched on, the MEL principles, the 4 don'ts of leadership, if you remember those, and if you practice them daily, every day, to the people you're around, the people who you will lead, the people who you work with, your family, I guarantee that the probability of you having a very happy and successful life is going to go up immeasurably. And if you think about the condition that this world is in right now, with some of the leadership that's been demonstrated over the last couple decades, I'm not going to point fingers at any one of them because there's too many of them to name. But if they would just stopped before they did all the different things that have been on the news and ask themselves those three questions, those Mel principles, and if they would simply stop and role model what they expect of everybody else and quit acting like they know something more than somebody else and all the other things I touched on with my 4 don'ts of leadership, if you guys do that, our world is going to be in a better place. And I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to all of us. I'm even talking to myself, okay? I think we're at a point where it's that important, and it is so fundamentally simple if we would all just do it, okay? So, I am about ready to wrap up, guaranteed, but I do challenge each of you to not stop here. Keep going. We've had students come through Phi Theta Kappa that had their high school equivalency diploma, got their 2-year degree with us, went on, got their bachelor's degree, their master's degree, their PhDs. You can do anything that you want to do. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't, all right? Thank you for allowing me the privilege to share my thoughts. I am done. It's been an honor to be able to speak, and I honestly hope it's not the last time. You know, I can come back as honorary or something, can't I, Pele? Would that be allowed? But that's my message to you. I hope some of it soaks in. Thanks again. Thanks for all of you for being here to support these wonderful people. Wish you all the best. Have a great future. Thank you.
I'm going to ask the inductees to please stand. Honored President, advisors, and fellow Phi Theta Kappa members, I am pleased to present to you these candidates for membership in our honor society. These students have fulfilled all requirements for membership and have been selected because they have chosen scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship as their hallmarks. I recommend them for acceptance into the Alpha Iota Rho chapter of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society.
You are about to be inducted into a scholarly fellowship which embraces community colleges, not only of your own state, but of the nation and the world. This fellowship is Phi Theta Kappa, and your chapter is Alpha Iota Rho. After induction, you will find among the members an atmosphere of scholarship to which you must give of yourself in order that the organization may be meaningful to you. This is the emblem of Phi Theta Kappa. It consists of a golden slab keyed at the top and bottom. The golden field, like the escutcheon of our coat of arms, refers to the golden opportunities that abound on every hand for society folk to evidence their culture and perform good works. Since gold is the most noble of metals, it shall have a further significance to our society, for it shall represent that nobility attained by those who achieve intellectual leadership. Across the slab, you will observe a black band. It represents the 3 ideals which binds us together, and the cultural self-control, which is the necessary foundation for true wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Shining through the black enamel background are the 3 Greek letters, which are the initials of the Greek words meaning wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Behind the band is a wreath, on the one side composed of oak leaves and on the other laurel. The oak leaves stand for stability and strength of character, as symbolized by the sturdy oak. The graceful curling leaves of the laurel signify achievement and success, all attributes for membership in our society. Above the band is the representation of the head of Athena. A symbol of learning, in the base, appear the Greek letters meaning light, the light of knowledge and learning, the common ideal for members of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. This badge stands as a symbol for the high idealism of our organization and membership in our select group. You have studied the constitution of this organization, the purpose of which is to foster a spirit of devotion, to study, and to scholarly ideals among its members, and whose principles are embodied in the Greek letters which stand for wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Now that the standards and ideals of this organization have been fully revealed to you, you have come to complete the pledge which admits you into complete fellowship. So repeat after me. I, and your name, do solemnly promise on this, the 26th day of March 2019, to uphold the standards of Phi Theta Kappa and to keep this object and aim in mind. And I do solemnly pledge allegiance to my fellow members and promise to aid them in all worthy endeavors.
Good evening. I'm PJ Colbert. I'm an English teacher here and the co-advisor to Pele for Phi Theta Kappa. I also want to thank mention the congratulations to the honorees and to thank the families and friends who are here to celebrate their success, and also thank my colleagues for being here and helping the usher our next group of students on in their journey. So now for the main event. The students, I'm going to have you come up, bring your cards with you to the podium, and then proceed to the induction table and sign your name. Advisor Pele will honor you with a gold stole. You'll also receive a temporary membership certificate until the official one arrives, and then proceed to the table and light your candle.
There are no certificates because the internet was down and the phone was online.
Michaela Babinat, majoring in liberal arts, hometown Tama. Each of the students was asked to write a make a difference statement. Michaela's is, there are many things I would like to change in the world, but if I can help just one person, I believe that I would have something that could make a difference. Plans after graduation, to transfer to either the University of Northern Iowa or Grandview University to major in accounting. Congratulations, Michaela. Noah Banstra, majoring in welding. His hometown is Marshalltown. His make a difference statement is, I would provide a gym to welcome anyone in hopes of keeping people physically fit. Noah's plans after graduation are to transfer to Central College to study strength and conditioning as well as playing football. Congratulations, Noah. Justine Beignet. Her hometown is somewhere in Cameroon. We didn't get the name of her actual hometown. Her major is pre-nursing. Her make a difference statement is, I will give every child the opportunity to follow his or her dreams and passions and encourage him or her to pursue those dreams. People who follow their passions are always fulfilled, but those who do not will never find happiness. So never give up on your dream. Justine's plans after graduation are to transfer to a 4-year institution for her BSN in nursing. Congratulations, Justine. Yamalat Shakan. Her major is liberal arts. Her hometown is in Valencia, Venezuela. Her Make a Difference statement is to create a program that provides protection and care of children, as well as education talks for teenagers to prevent teen pregnancy and psychological support for young parents. Yamalet's plans after graduation are to transfer to a four-year school, after that to return to her home country to help rebuild it, work with her family, and help children and families with difficulties. Congratulations, Yamalet. Zoe Duncan, majoring in animal science. Her hometown is Garwin. Her Make a Difference statement is to volunteer my time at local shelters to help people and animals. I like walking and taking care of animals. Zoe's plans after graduation are to transfer to Iowa State University to continue studies in veterinary medicine, hopefully getting her doctorate of veterinary medicine someday. Congratulations, Zoe. Julie Fox, majoring in studio art. Her hometown is Marshalltown. Her Make a Difference statement is, there are several things that I would do that I think is my little part in making a difference in the world. I paint things that cause people to rethink their positions or think more about social issues. I always nurture art in children and have for many years. Because of my love of nature, I always clean up when I'm at a campground or walking around nature. I kayak the lake shores to pick up anything left behind that should not be there. I have a heart for humanity and give good hugs. Julie's plans after graduation are to transfer to a four-year college and begin her art career the formal way. Congratulations, Julie. Anna Garcia, majoring in accounting, hometown Marshalltown. Her Make a Difference statement is, I would donate and volunteer to help out organizations that are trying to end poverty and world hunger around the world. Her plans after graduation are to transfer to Iowa State University for a bachelor's degree in accounting. Congratulations, Anna. Paige Jacobson, majoring in liberal arts. Her hometown is Conrad. Her Make a Difference statement is, putting my stories about my self-development out there. It took me years to accept myself for who I am, and I hope to inspire more people to do the same. Paige's plans after graduation are to transfer to the University of Iowa for a bachelor's degree in English and creative writing and a master's degree in library science. She says she's doing this in order to become an archivist while writing on the side. Congratulations, Paige. Destiny Johnson. Her major is radiologic technology, hometown Tama. Her Make a Difference statement is, persuade people in the younger generation to use social media as a positive outlet rather than using it to exploit themselves and others in a negative manner. Destiny's plans after graduation are to transfer to a four-year school for a degree in radiologic technology. Congratulations, Destiny. Eric Keller. His major is agriculture, transfer, animal science. Hometown is Gladbrook. His Make a Difference statement is, I would like to make a difference in the world by continuing to be a teacher in my community and a leader, and to be an example to inspire others to show compassion and to give of themselves to help those in need that need a helping hand. Eric's plans after graduation are to transfer to Iowa State and major in animal science pre-vet. He says, I'd like to become a large animal veterinarian here in central Iowa and eventually open up my own practice. Congratulations, Eric. Lucy Lilienthal. Her major is social work. Her hometown is Newton, and her Make a Difference statement is, I would make resources available to everyone. People should not have to worry about when they get their next meal or if they have a roof over their head tonight. People should have confidence that they have these basic necessities. Every person's life deserves dignity, happiness, and security. Lucy's plans after graduation are to transfer to the University of Iowa to study social work. She says, I hope to have a career working with juvenile delinquents. Congratulations, Lucy. Tiffany Matney. Her major is undecided. Her hometown is Vining. Her Make a Difference statement is, I would like to help anyone in need of help, since my passion is helping others. Tiffany's plans after graduation are to transfer to UNI or the University of Iowa and study social work or nursing. Congratulations, Tiffany. Peyton Miller, majoring in accounting. His hometown is Grinnell. His Make a Difference statement is, I believe that being nice and teachable will lead to a better life and more success. Peyton's plans after graduation are to work and enjoy life. Congratulations, Peyton. Isabel Victoria Perez. Her major is business and marketing, and her hometown is also Valencia, Venezuela. Her Make a Difference statement is, I would like to enhance acceptance. I would like to live in a world where we can all be accepted regardless of race, religion, culture, likes, etc. I believe together we are stronger. Isabel's plans after graduation are to transfer to a 4-year school to complete a degree in marketing. After that, she says, I wish to return to my country and work with my father's company and eventually start my own business. Congratulations, Isabel. Kristen Selkin. Her major is early childhood education. Her hometown is Conrad. Her Make a Difference statement is, by ensuring that the students I work with are in a safe environment every day. Kristen's plans after graduation are to transfer to UNI with the hopes of teaching preschool. Congratulations, Kristen. Joel Serrano. His major is physical therapy. His hometown is Arecibo, Puerto Rico. His Make a Difference statement is, I would strive to end world hunger. His plans after graduation are to potentially be a physical therapist and become a professional soccer player. Congratulations, Joel. Caitlin Stahl. Her major is accounting and her hometown is Toledo. Caitlin's Make a Difference statement is, I would help to reduce the amount of pollution affecting our environment. Her plans after graduation are to transfer to the University of Northern Iowa to complete her degree. Congratulations, Caitlin. Lot Maria Wilhelmina van Malsen. Lot's majoring in liberal arts, and she is from Tilburg, the Netherlands. Her Make a Difference statement is, I would like to find a way to decrease unhappiness in the world. How am I going to do that? I don't know yet. Her plans after graduation are to transfer to a university. Congratulations, Lot. Jasmine Villagomez. Her major is medical assisting. Her hometown is Marshalltown. Her Make a Difference statement is to continue to work in the medical field. It is so beneficial to be able to build relationships with the people in our diverse community. We don't always see people at their best times, but yet we continue to strive to help them. Yasmin's plans after graduation are to stay in Marshalltown. She's currently working at McFarland Clinic, but will leave the path open as to what might come down the road. Congratulations, Yasmin.
Okay, now please turn your programs to the other side and sing the chapter song on the back. And we also like to invite the audience to sing with us, even if you can't sing. So.
Wisdom, God, we pray, that our lives from day to day may reflect on all around us, that great gift now is promised. On a land of seekers we, with our magic letters three, Phi Theta Kappa.
Now that will be your assignment for the next meeting, next Tuesday, is memorize the song. It is my pleasure to welcome you into Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and the lively fellowship of scholars it affords. I salute you for your accomplishment. I charge you to explore always for truth and to dedicate yourself to the cultivation of the well-reasoned life, a prelude to service and honor. This concludes our induction ceremony, and let's give a big round of applause for our new members. Okay, but I will leave you with this short note. This is a short little poem. One tree can start a forest. One smile can begin a friendship. One hand can lift a soul. One word can frame the goal. One candle can wipe out darkness. One laugh can conquer gloom. One hope can raise your spirits. One touch can show you care. One life can make a difference. Be that one today. Thank you. So I just want you to go ahead and blow out your candles then. We forgot to get something to put them in. I know, we always try.
On behalf of Phi Theta Kappa members, officers, and advisors, I would like to congratulate you for accepting membership into Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. We sincerely hope you will take an active role in chapter activities to help develop your leadership skills and to join in fellowship and service with other members. To our guests, we say thank you for being here tonight to celebrate the outstanding academic achievements of these new members. In addition, please stay for refreshments immediately after the ceremony. Again, congratulations to our new members.